years and an oil field engineer before that. So I've done my world travels, done my stuff, and been to the Howard world for a long time. Been involved in lots of things and screwed up lots of stuff. So it's good to have skill. Can we go first?
Go for it first. Yeah, that's good.
Let's do me first. It's pretty quick and dirty. So in terms of what the foundation's working on, for those of you who came in this year and went, wow, look at all the new books. Exactly. And I retired last year. So I'm 65, so I'm allowed to do that. And I retired, and and I sort of already had planned I was going to use that time to start cranking the rest of the books out quickly in the new Ultimate editions with Mark Wheatley covers. Do people like the Wheatley covers? Yeah. Oh, thank you. He has got those going. And he's continuing to crank them out. He loves doing it. We love having him do it. It's a great collaboration. We've got about 7 or 8 more books to go. Maybe I'll have them done by the end of the year. Maybe by the spring, the latest, they'll be all done. Don't be surprised if we may end up, out of the original first edition series, which started, 15 years ago, over 300 copies per book, 23 volumes. Somebody do the math, about 6,500 volume books printed and sold. We're down to about the last 20, and I may go ahead and fire sale those out online in the next month or two. So if you're wanting to pick a couple of those up, there might be an opportunity to do that at a good price. So just FYI. And I've got one other big thing cooking, but it's just getting started. Foundation likes, we're reaching a point where we have enough money and clout to start playing at some bigger things. So we'll see where that goes. But it's been, we've been at it for almost 20 years now, so it's good. And I think, that's the book side of things. Very exciting. So
What are the next ones coming out?
Next up will be Breck 1 is, the texts are done, we're just waiting on the cover. Fists of Iron 2, I'm about halfway through those. And then I'll follow that right with Fist 3, Fist 4. Then almost certainly Pictures in the Fire.
I'm sorry.
Pictures in the Fire, the Post Oaks and Sand Roughs. I'll probably say Sentiment for last because I really want to save that for last. But we'll get them all punched out. So yeah, that's kind of the excitement of the day.
So for those of you that might be kind of new to the foundation and the books and what the mission is here, many of you are familiar with the Del Rey collections, right? That are most of the major characters, Conan, Solomon Kane, etc., right? With the foundation, the goal here was to get all of his other works published. The ones that, to be frank, I can get a publisher like Del Rey to publish pirate stories, right? But now, between the foundation and the Del Reys, all of Howard's, really all of his work is out there now, available. And with these new editions, they're all going to be available in a readily available form.
Yeah, Amazon, our website, you can get them any place.
Right.
Everything has been restored to Bob's original typescript where we have it. And if not the typescript, then of the very first publication, that's the closest we can get.
If you think about that, it's a pretty monumental achievement considering what it took to get here.
2.5 billion words. Yeah, it took a few years. So.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so I was getting some emails here from Heroic Signatures. All right, what am I allowed to tell them? So we do have a few things out here. Let's talk about the comics a little bit, right? So some of you guys know I do, write some of the essays in the back of the new Conan series from Titan. How many were here last year? Got to meet Jim Zub, the writer for the Titans. He's a good guy, right here, talented guy. One of the things, obviously we got the ongoing series. We're in the 20s now. The big issue that's coming up is issue 25. It's kind of incredible. Like I got brought into this at the beginning. I've been writing essays since the very first free comic book day issue. When this launched, we really had no idea if it would even sell. Right? Comics is kind of hit or miss these days, and the series just blew up. You know, the first issue of the new series sold over 100,000 copies, which does not happen in today's market. That puts it in the top 10 with Marvel and DC, right? Like, there's a market for Conan out there again, right? So, yeah. Listen, when it started, we didn't know if we were going to make it a year, you know, and now we're coming up on issue 25, you know, which is a milestone issue. To celebrate that, issue 25 is going to be a special large size issue. How many people are familiar with Alex Horley? The artist Alex Horley, right? And his painted covers, right? Alex is going to be painting not just a cover for issue 25, he's going to paint the entire issue. So not a regular comic issue with digital art, the entire issue is going to be painted in color. The whole thing, double-size issue, right? So he's been working on that, you know, for a while. So look for that. It's going to be coming out in a few months, really, right? On the prose side of things, right? We've got the heroic ebook series that's been going out. Some of y'all might have met Stephen Shrewsbury was here this weekend, right? He did the Brand McMorran issue, Red Raids of Slaughter. There's going to be more of those, more of the ebooks coming out. Have anybody been checking those out? You guys dig those? Yeah. Sean digs them, I can tell, right?
Love them.
You're right. So we're gonna have more of those coming out. There may be another project with these ebooks in the works that isn't set in stone yet, but I think those of you that aren't really into e-text may like what's coming up. That's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? Right? Let's see what else we got here. All right. Savage Sword. Anybody like that?
Yes.
We like Savage Sword. You guys? Yeah. Now we're talking, right? Man, I got fortunate enough to actually get to write a story for Savage Sword. You talk about bucket list, right? Growing up as a kid, reading Savage Sword, asking my aunt to buy it for me when I was only 10 years old, being told, no, that's for big kids. You don't get to read that one. You know, Savage Sword is still going strong. There's going to be an announcement at Comic-Con coming up about the future of Savage Sword, which I guess I'm not allowed to say, but it's good news. We got one of the ones I'm looking forward to coming up here soon, Liam Sharp. You guys friends of Liam Sharp?
Yeah.
Right, the artist. So he's got another story coming out. He's been doing a lot of work now, and he's just loving it. Liam, I met Liam at Comic-Con a few years ago, a lot of years ago now, actually. And when I was kind of recruiting him to do a cover for the Modifius role-playing game. And it was Tim Truman. You guys remember Tim, right? Guest of honor here years ago, big Howard fan. Tim told me to reach out to Liam. He's a huge Howard fan. He would love to do anything Conan related. Reached out to him, got him to do a cover for the Modifius game, and at the time, he was the main artist on Wonder Woman, right? So big name. And but really, all he's ever wanted to do is Conan and Howard stuff. And so he's doing a bunch of stories now. He's got another one coming out, issue 11. He's going to have another one. It's called Tattered Wings. And if you're familiar with his art, just intricate, almost Barry Windsor Smith detail to his work. It's beautiful. I've seen some of the pages from it. It's fantastic. Some of the things we can tease about here a little bit on the publishing. I mentioned there'll be a Savage Sword announcement at Comic-Con. Anybody been checking out the Solomon Kane miniseries by Pat Starker? Right. Going to be some more things coming up along those lines too. So we'll just have to see. And yeah, maybe a couple other things. We'll see if you guys ask me about it, maybe you'll pry some things out of it. As far as other Conan and Howard related merchandise, there's going to be a new merch store opening up on the official Conan.com website with a lot of new things coming out. Not just Conan stuff, but other REH characters too. I think that's been one of the things that Heroic Signatures has been really great about. Is pushing some of the other characters. So it's not obviously Conan is the most famous, and not only Conan always kind of leads the way, right? But Heroic Signatures has been really good about putting some of the other characters out there. We're going to see a lot of merch with Solomon Kane, Call, El Barak, Dark Agnes, you name it, right? A lot of these characters are going to start getting more attention. the Conan Battle of the Black Stone, the mini-series, right? Did y'all read that comic series? Right? There's also going to be a line of action figures with all of those other Howard characters coming out. So I'm not going to lie, I'm not much of an action figure guy, but it'd be kind of cool to have a Conrad and Kierwin like action figure set. That's pretty obscure. We'll see. This is one. And those are going to be available for pre-order coming up in a couple of months, or at least by the fall anyway. Remember Sean Curley? Did you guys meet Sean here last year? Some of you were here, the host of the official Conan YouTube channel, right? So Sean and I, and this is more on a personal level, Sean and I started recording some episodes together. We're going to have a whole series of lore videos coming out on the YouTube channel, and I'm going to be co-hosting with him. And we've already got, 4 or 5 or 6 episodes in the can. We're going to record some more once we have enough for a whole series. Those are going to be dropping on the official Conan YouTube channel right now. That's been a lot of fun already recording them. I know that Sean's also got some plans for Mark Finn back there in the back. We're brainstorming about some other YouTube videos and some ideas that we're going to have on the Conan, the official Conan YouTube channel coming up in the future. So look for that.
Classy, strictly topless.
Yes. Yes. You know what? I was going to say some things and start running on that, riffing on that. I'm not even going to do it because we're in a mixed company here. We'll save that for the late night at the pavilion. Those are kind of the big things, right? I do know there's some other big projects that are at least in the hopper and they're out there. There's going to be some stuff announced at Comic-Con in July, in San Diego. So keep an eye out for that. That's kind of the big stuff coming out. I should pitch for Zeta Girls, have a licensed Conan, really awesome licensed Conan action figure they just released based on the Barbarian painting. Check that out. That's cool.
They've got an animated,
Yes.
stop motion animated video of that animated character fighting
Yes.
skeletons.
It's
a little
great.
30-second thing. One of the coolest things ever.
Yeah,
It's
super
so
cool. It feels very Ray Harryhausen, right? But with a Conan action figure. Frazetta Conan action figure. How cool could that be, right? So I guess that's about it. I think we can probably take a couple of questions. I may not be able to answer them, but let's see.
Any more novels coming up?
Any more novels coming up? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. I know the answer is yes, that there are novels planned.
There have been announcements, Jeff.
Have there?
Yeah.
Good.
There's
Which one?
Solomon Kane coming, I think, in 2026, and at the end of the year.
They did announce it. Okay,
They
good.
did announce it.
Yes.
Who's
Okay,
the author?
good.
There is a Conan tie-in for Scourge of the Serpent.
For Scourge of the Serpent, just like there was a tie-in for Battle of the Black Stone from last
That's
night.
right. I think that's later this year.
Good. So I knew there was a Solomon Kane novel in the works. Thank you for Evan for letting me know that was officially announced. Yes. The answer is yes. There you go.
What about Cole?
We'll see.
So in an earlier talk, they were talking about the art for the books.
Right.
And you can't have the art look too much like Conan on the Conan books. Could you explain that?
Really? I'm not sure about that.
I can do this pretty quickly. I don't think that's what, I'm not the one who said that, okay?
No.
So let's just back that off.
Okay.
As a general question, in a vague way, there is no official look of Conan. There is the Conan name, okay? And the Heroic Signatures owns the copyright to the Conan name. And so if you use that name in a trademark fashion, like you write a book about anything, and call it, Conan and a bad parking spot. And I thought it was a great idea, okay? Lawyer takes, what are you gonna do? And then you're gonna have a problem. But if you write a book called The Bad Parking Space and Conan happens to be in it, that's a much more interesting question that Disney's had to go through it. There's a lot of players in the marketplace who all keep looking at each other saying, no, you go first, and have a big lawsuit, because the law is not crystal clear on how such things should be handled when there's some public domain stuff and there's some non-public domain stuff and there's a trademark involved. And so far, no one has wanted to be the guinea pig to go test that. So, I mean, if you know, yeah, when we did the cover for Swords of the North, we said, you know, it would probably be best not to blatantly copy one of the Conan images, just to try to make it look like Conan. But of course, everybody sees Conan differently. You know, that there's such a small amount of description of what he looks like. So, you know, that was just us being overly cautious. We have a relationship with them. They, you know, a fair percentage of the stuff that we publish is still under copyright, and so we need to have a good relationship. And so, for little things, we'll be nice. So.
Somebody did throw out Call. I can say this, there is a Call project in the works. That was ambiguous.
I think I remember reading somewhere that Titan is going to be publishing all the old Marvel issues that Roy Thomas did back in the day. Am I misunderstanding this? And if I am not, then what is the extent to what they will be doing?
They're being done in omnibus form.
Omnibus.
Right. They are republishing the omnibuses. Marvel had did all of the omnibuses. Titan is now doing a new line of omnibuses, both for Conan the Barbarian and for Savage Sword, all the old Marvel ones. In fact, I just wrote the introduction for the next Savage Sword omnibus. It'll be coming out in like a month or two, I think.
Two of them are already out, right, with different covers?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Jeff,
Hi,
do you
Mike
know
Brown.
about the deluxe edition for Bound in Black Stone is coming out later this year? Do you know what's going to be included in it?
It should be, yeah, it should, I don't know what will be, okay, I know what was planned to be in it. I have not seen it or gotten my contributor copy yet, so I can't confirm exactly everything that's in it. It should include, the question was whether it would include all of the shorts from Savage Sword 4. And I don't know if they were able to work it, because part of the problem was the format size.
Yeah.
And making it match, and so I don't know if they were able to work that out or not, or if it's just going to be the normal issues, and I'm not sure about that. It should have the normal issues, and I don't know if anyone's heard anything. You guys, on some of the stuff that's already been announced, you guys actually may be ahead of me on that. There were issues on trying to figure out how do we include those sort of prequel stories that appeared in Savage Sword 4.
Yeah.
You know, in the black and white stories, like include my Huron story. Because the size, you can't just shrink it up like it's different dimensions, right? And so I don't know if they worked that out or not. I hope so. It'd be cool to have it all in one package. But otherwise, I think it's going to be hardcover version of the trade. Yeah. I'll try and find out more on that one.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone? Oh, sorry, Sean.
You guys reprinted the movie tie-in novel from the 80s film. Is there any chance we could see some of the older Conan novels reprinted or even reproduced as ebooks?
See if I can. Is there a chance? Yes. Yes, there is a chance that some of the. There is a chance that some of the better pastiche material may see the light of day.
It will still all be under the Legends
Correct.
line.
Correct.
Right.
And yes, and I feel like if such a thing were, if it were more than a non-zero chance, that it would really just be the better stuff. Put it that way. Over here? Yeah. There.
Do you know if when Chesley Barrel's 30th map is going to be available as a poster, like was done with the high glory?
I don't know for sure, but I feel like almost certainly it will be. I can check on that for you as well.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'd love to have one of those.
Yes, because I should get contributor copies of that too, because I would consult it on that one as well, and it can go right next to my other one. I actually wanted to buy the original art for that. Fred beat me to it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
When are you gonna write World War on?
Ha! Great question. I actually did have a pitch for a story for Savage Sword, for another short, for a different character. But the Savage Sword slush pile is pretty full, right? And, I would have, so I may be on the bottom of the slush pile of a lot of far more talented people than me, but fingers crossed, yes, I will.
We'll start a letter writing.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I need, right, exactly. Back in the back over there.
Any updates on Monolith's role-playing game?
What was the, I should have asked Matt before we got here. I mean, it's moving along. Didn't they release the playtest?
They have the digital
The
out.
digital out? That's what I thought, right? So that's out at least. I don't know about the physical books yet. I mean, it's in the works. It should be coming pretty soon, I think,
What are the Conan books are selling now that are role-playing game? Like that one down there at the pavilion, he has a copy called Conan the Scout, and it's a source book.
Right.
Is that old?
That's older. That's the Modifius game from a few years ago. That's what I worked on. And Jeb, who's running the game there, was one of the writers. A bunch of us, worked on that. Mark did.
Still a great system.
Yeah, right. And it's the new system. It's. I got to play test. We actually ran a quick play test of the new system. Here last year, and a great session. Mark and Jim Zub, and John Hawking, and Howard Andrew Jones, who we lost this year. And Jeb, and it's a great system. I do think I like the newer system better. I didn't think the Modifius system was all that it was okay. It was all right. I feel like, and I'm a little biased, that the lore in the books was pretty darn good. But maybe a little biased there. Yeah. And should be good for the new system as well too, right? At least, All right. Anything else? What do you got? Well, if that's it, we can.
Any word on movies?
Oh, I don't touch that with it.
Walmart has given several.
Would I like to see some? I'd love to see some Conan movies or other
I like to
characters.
see
That'd be great.
them do it like they did that movie Beowulf,
Uh-huh.
with kind of cartoonish but 3D kind of thing.
Oh, don't wish that evil on
Schwarzenegger's
us.
voice in it,
That'd be an
where they could
interesting
redo
thing.
him as he looked in the haze.
I think it's safe to say that people are always working behind the scenes to get projects like this made. They are notoriously difficult to get out of pre-production.
Development hell.
Yes, it is not for a lack of a lot of trying. and
Maybe
working.
like King Conan that we keep hearing about.
Yeah, I feel like that ship's maybe sailed.
Solomon Kane too.
Right? I would love to see all these things. There are certainly things in the works. Fingers crossed, some of them come to fruition. I do feel like we are feeling kind of getting a resurgence of the comics health and the publishing starting again. It does feel like maybe we're getting something of a critical mass of popularity for not just Conan, but even some of the other characters as well, that hopefully will lead to some bigger projects. So fingers crossed. Jim. Oh, I'm sorry, real quick, Jim.
I know you were talking about a movie, but I was wondering about maybe on TV. I have heard that the lady that was running Amazon has been put out, the one that nixed the Conan series.
I feel like that online story that she nixed it for that was overstated. That was more people online assuming things than the case. I think the reason things didn't happen there was just more financial.
They did a TV series,
Right.
that's what I was gonna bring up, it's a German guy playing Conan.
Right. Ralph Moeller back in the 90s. Looked like there was one more back in the back. Was there a hand back there? No? Okay. Any more? All right. Well, if that's all, thanks, guys. We appreciate it. You guys head back to the pavilion. We're going to